Hi everyone, Word for Word Bible Comic is back yet again, this time the Song of Songs, and it's interesting because this book is quite a small book. It's only 8 chapters, and you can literally read this in probably a 15-minute chunk of time. So it is originally called Songs of Solomon. I think the more traditional translation or earliest manuscripts go by the name of Song of Solomon, but more recent translations of the Bible go by the Song of Songs. So you're going to hear those two names interchangeably a lot, but I think the true official one or title is Song of Solomon, but they both mean the same thing. Obviously, this is a thin book because it's clearly only 8 chapters. It'll be very unique how they handle this because this book is more, there's a lot of poetry involved in this, lots of similes and metaphors in this book. It's basically a conversation between a man and a woman, but the characters aren't directly known or mentioned in the book, so it will be very interesting how they handle this. And of course, they just start off with the woman talking to the man. And just so you know, like word for word, their biggest selling point is that their words are unabridged. Like they include every word from the Bible. But you know what? I can see how a short book like Song of Songs would go really well in a comic book format because it's only 8 small chapters and can be read in like 15 minutes and there's very little dialogue. This could actually work really well in its favor. And some people have interpreted this book as a way of our relationship with God, how devoted they are to one another. I know maybe some parents are probably asking, well, there is some sexual mentions or sexual language in the Song of Songs, like how does this translation handle it? And as we've seen with previous issues of Word for Word Bible Comic, they definitely handled the violence very respectfully. And I'm just going to assume they're going to handle the sexual part just the same way. Like so far, I'm not seeing any nudity in this. As usual, this comic book Bible does not fail to disappoint in its stunning visuals, and I think they just continue to actually improve and get better. Yeah, they do mention like a lot of like fruits, trees, and types of nature. There's a ton of symbolism or similes and metaphors used in it. So when you read it, it doesn't really initially make sense off the beginning. You just take it as two people are madly in love with each other. So this is a great opportunity for someone to read, maybe see a visual interpretation of it to help them understand the book better. As expected, I don't see any naked or sexual scenes whatsoever. I mean, here's a silhouette of a man who appears to be naked. Yeah, there's not much else to say. In some ways, I want to say that this is one of their easiest editions, but in terms of visual art style, it could be just as difficult, or if not more difficult, because the visuals are very stunning as usual. Did Solomon write Song of Songs? Scholars and historians love to question and challenge every detail of the Bible, and some even question the authorship of this book. So what evidence supports the idea of Solomon as the author of this book? For many, the matter is put to bed in verse 1, Solomon's Song of Songs. There you go. And that's all you need to know. I've always commended Word for Word on the information they provide at the end. And if there's ever a book that you really want more context, these pages will prove to be so valuable. 3-person interpretation, I would encourage anyone that buys any of these, just always read the back of this. This is just so helpful. Like, is it an allegory? Like, that would be great to figure out. So just once again, word for word just hits it out of the ballpark. And as you can tell, you can tell their catalog is growing larger because now they need a full page spread to get through all of it. I think they have 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I guess they're at 9. 10 if you include the Christmas Nativity, but I don't really, that's not an actual book of the Bible. It's a compilation of Matthew and Luke, and this is a coloring fact book, and this looks like a Spanish version of the Gospel of Luke. So in terms of English, I think they've now successfully created 9 out of 66 books. So there you have it. Song of Songs. This is their 9th out of 66. They're off to a great start, and they just continue to truck along. There's not much more I can say.